abilities. Because if you don't acknowledge what you're good at, you won't know how to apply it, will you? And then, the B, the blessings that are all around us. Things we tend to take for granted. Family and friends. A job. The fact that the government and the IRS are chasing us because we're earning enough of a living that they want our money.
They want our money if we weren't anything at all. Doesn't matter. C, control. There are many things in life that we have very little or no control over. And what happens to us?
Like when we try to put on the show.
Absolutely. If it doesn't start, it doesn't start. What happens to us? What other people say or do? However, we have incredible control over how we choose to respond to every experience we encounter. Our control lies in our attitude and our behavior.
And that's one of the things that we pointed out that's so important in everyday life. The fact that we have no control over what somebody says. We have no control over how they're going to treat us. But we do have control over how we're going to react to it.
I'll give you a little bit of an example, which is not our control, but what happened in Baltimore and then the Cleveland. The Cleveland people had a lot more control of the situation, and they were more respectful.
I could think of something even closer to home.
Yes.
It had to do with you and I on Friday.
We had no control, though.
Well, that's very true. That's what I'm saying. I was reacting to the hockey game because Elisa, who happened to be on the air at the time, was also a big Ranger fan, and she was talking, you were talking about Bruce Jenner, who was now Caitlyn, and I said, well, screw Bruce Jenner. I'm not talking about Bruce Jenner, and you said, well, you're being very rude to Elisa, which I really wasn't, okay, because we always do stuff like that to each other. Yeah. But I stormed off the air. I got very upset, and I didn't even bother to say goodbye to our listeners. So I do apologize to the few who might have listened on Friday.
Yeah.
I don't apologize to you, but I apologize to them.
And I must say, right after that, we sat down, took out the glasses, had a scotch each.
Only one? I don't know. What's left in that bottle, Felix?
I don't remember, actually.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think what Felix does, folks, is that the alcoholic content stays basically at around the same level, and he just puts a little extra water in it. So even though we have a sip here or there, it looks like we're not making any headway. But anyway, that's control.
That's because I tell you I'm giving you Johnny Walker Red or Black, whatever that is, Chivas Regal, then I actually pour out a little bit of sugar water.
Well, we could react the way Ralph Cramden and Ed Norton did on The Honeymooners when Alice spilled out the bottle of wine, remember, and she replaced it with grape juice, and they got drunk on grape juice because they thought that's
Exactamente. Okay, that was control. Discipline. Get those whips out. The master key to success lies in discipline. We are surrounded by enticing temptations and obstacles that deflect us from our goals. Discipline is like a muscle. The more we work on building this skill, the more we develop excellent habits that bring us closer to achieving our biggest success. Discipline means asking yourself, what is the very best use of my time right now? And then consistently follow through.
All right, next we have...
I just want to comment on discipline.
By all means.
A lot of us lack discipline, or you always hear lack of discipline, and it's real important to be able to discipline yourself. Do your exercise every day. Don't pick up the second cookie. Don't do all the things that I do.
Only a second cookie. If it was only a
I'll
second
show you
cookie.
well, I'm going to show you really good discipline. I bought my wife Kisses, Hershey chocolate Kisses. She didn't want them.
You couldn't let them go to waste.
I brought them back. I had 3, and I left them in the car so we couldn't have them while we were up here doing the show.
Well, it's a good thing that it's chilly out there today, because otherwise it probably would have melted by the time you get into the car tomorrow.
Or if it was a little warmer, I'd run down to get them right now. Anyway, discipline.
Encouragement. When we're inspiring ourselves and others, we have to create a solid case of confidence and reassurance. Obviously, if you don't have confidence, how do you expect other people to believe that we can do whatever it is we're attempting to do? Then the next one is focus. Obviously, you've got to keep your eye on the prize and keep focused, because there are so many things in life to distract us from our daily routine and our goals. Okay? And it's just human nature. And if you don't believe me, okay, pretend that you're doing some task, and then have somebody drop a ton of books on the floor, but you don't know when. You jump and you look around. All right? It's like when a car screeches to a stop and everybody runs to the window to see what happened. Okay? That's focus. It used to happen to me in the classroom all the time.
Imagine what focus people had when that air conditioner that was, how many tons coming down 30 flights, 30 stories?
That mishap yesterday, they're so lucky that no one really got seriously hurt.
Now I'm wondering if that gentleman that was running that crane was focusing.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of mitigating factors there. The fact that he was going too fast. I mean, it was a known fact, and it was a proven fact that he was going too fast. He's been very cooperative, but management has to put the blame someplace, and unfortunately, it may just be that the engineer, the conductor, the one driving the train is going to be facing responsibility.
You're talking about the train? I'm talking about the guy that was driving the crane, not the train. The crane.
No, I thought you were talking about two things. The air conditioner first. Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious who's going to get the blame for that one.
Well, they're investigating the whole crane company. Every crane that company is using right now, they're checking. So maybe they found something. I don't know.
Well, the next one is giving. Giving to other people. Knowing that your contribution has a lasting impact on somebody else's true happiness. It's your power to lighten up the world. Okay?
Okay.
We're getting down to, we only have a few more before we get into the ones we haven't discussed. Why don't you do help?
Help! I need somebody.
You and the Beatles.
Think about the people you look up to. Those who already are where you most love, let's start all over. Think about the people you look up to. Those who already are where you'd most love to be. Ask them how they did it. Reach out to the experts. Spend time with them. Learn more from them. Get their help. Use the love and support of family and friends to spark your bravery and courage. Asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness.
That's true. Too many people are afraid to ask, and if you don't ask, you'll never learn. Okay? In fact, asking is how we grow intellectually, personally.
A good student doesn't just listen, but asks questions.
What's the favorite question? Why?
I don't know.
That's it. Why? You say something, or somebody will say something, and somebody raises their hand, and they say, well, why? have to be able to explain why.
Wait a second. That was just one I did.
Oh, okay.
Which one did I do?
You did help. The next is inspiration.
Oh,
and I think that's the last one that we did, inspiration. Then we get to
some of that.
Read, learn, blog, journal, go to classes and talks and lectures that inspire you. Inspiration has to be incorporated into your daily schedule so that each day you treat yourself to this essential vitality. Commit to starting and ending your day with inspiration. 1 minute of inspiration can ignite a passion inside of you that can alter the course of your life forever. Give inspiration that space to catalyze the greatest moment you will ever know. This inspired me already. It has.
I know, because you look like you're getting ready to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Who else inspired?
You're inspired to move something, but we won't talk about what it is, right?
Okay. And Marc, you can read the next one.
Joy?
Joy to the world.
I dated a girl named Joy once. I don't know. Joy says, choose to become joy. Well, that's obvious. Choose to become joyful. Obviously. You're not going to inspire anything in anyone if you're not happy. Appreciate this gift of life that you have. Laugh and smile. Have fun and lighten up. In fact, if you see someone walking around without a smile, give them one of yours.
You know, our phone number, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to come in and give a little inspiration to us.
Oh, I thought they knew it already.
Well, they all know, but maybe there's one person out there that doesn't know.
Yeah, we have to inspire them. So they have to call.
646-595-3275. That's who we are. That's our phone number. Call us.
In fact, I think when we discuss joy, I really am reminded of something that both my parents used to say, and that is, it never hurts to start the day with a good morning and a smile. Okay. All too often people are analyzing everything that you do and say. After joy comes kindness. Imagine a world where each person is deeply devoted to kindness. Let's work on being the kindest spouse, the kindest friend, the kindest parent, the kindest manager, the kindest employee, the kindest coach, and the kindest child that we could possibly be. And together, we can change the world.
Absolutely, positively.
You know, you could catch a lot more flies with honey. Okay? Compliment people. Tell them they're doing a good job. Because it not only benefits them, but it benefits you if you're working with them.
That's true.
Or if they're an employee. Next, we have learn.
Who is that? Quickly. Yep.
Pretty good considering I didn't look up. Another master. Blues and jazz.
And for those that don't know, he passed away last week at the age of 88, I believe. Is that correct? 88, was it?
I think one of his children is calling it a homicide. Trying to prove that there was something happened. I don't know. I think all that's doing is tarnishing his image and his reputation. There are ways, if you believe that something like that happened, there are ways to work with the police and powers that be. You don't have to make it so public and say, oh, he was murdered. But as we listen to BB in the background,
do you think anybody really hears you when you talk?
then others listen to me.
What
It's
happens?
pretty low.